I summon the Dark Magician in attack mode. Oh boy, Dark Magician. So guys, make sure you smash every crap out that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more excellent deck profiles like this. And of course, if you guys have any deck profiles that you've done well with, send them in, alright? Reach out to me on Facebook. I love this stuff. So JC's child reached out to me on Facebook and said, hey, I got 4th place with Dark Magician, Robbie. Do you want to talk about it? And I was like, you know, god dang well I do. So this is a 4th place Dark Magician list out of his locals, and this is exciting, man. So we have 2 copies of Apprentice Illusion Magician. You guys know how good this card is. And free Dark Magician. We have triple copies of Ash Blossom Joys Spring. We have 1 copy of actual Dark Magician Girl. That's actually interesting. We have triple copies of Magician's Rod, triple copies of Magician's Souls, and of course, we have triple copies of the Ultimate Wizard in terms of attack and defense, and we have 1 frickin' Red Eyes Black Dragon. So a little fun fact for this deck, you actually make stupid Dark Dragoon in this, and blow your opponent out. I've actually played against Dark, this is going to sound really bad, I played against Dark Magician like 3 or 4 times on Edo Pro over like the last week, and I always just lose to frickin' a random Dark Magician out of left field. Like, nothing you can do about it. You just lose to it. We have 1 Call by the Grave, triple copies of the Dark Magical Circle. Now, if you thought that dealing with 1 Dragoon was bad enough, well, this is one of the few decks in the game that actually can make use of the materials in the graveyard, because you can fusion summon another one by banishing the other materials to make it. Yeah, a real fun time dealing with 2 of these. We have 2 copies of Pot of Prosperity, so we can get turbo milling going. We have triple copies of Red Ice Fusion, of course. 1 copy of the Secrets of Dark Magic. Hey, getting the free fusion summon off of this on a quick play during the opponent's turn is really hilarious. We have triple copies of Soul Servant, 2 copies of Triple Tactical. We have 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent, triple copies of Eternal Soul, 2 copies of Ice Dragon's Prison, 1 copy of the Magician Navigation, and 2 copies of actually hard summon limit here. So I can imagine in a world where you're actually playing Dragoon in its native deck that you're just going to get free advantage through things like summon limit. Alright, and in the next trick, we have 1 Relinquished Anima, 1 Verte Anaconda, 2 copies of Link Spider, 1 copy of IP Mascarena, 1 copy of Access Code Talker, 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, 1 Big Eye, 1 copy of Ebon Illusion Magician, 1 Sky Thunder, 2 copies of the Dark Magicians. Yeah, by the way, he also make this. The card's really good. We have 2 copies of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, 1 Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. We have, 2 copies of D-Shifter, 1 Pankratops, 2 Phantasme, 2 Nibiru, 2 Dark Ruler No More, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, 1 Super Poly, and triple copies of Evenly Matched. Wait. 1 Dark Magician, a Red Eyes monster, plus a Dragon Effect monster. Super Poly's really good. It's actually interesting interactions that you can open up with that. Alright, so that is JC's Dark Magician list for everybody. Now, next up, we have Michael Cambos's list from Team Bortle. And I'm actually kind of excited to talk about this because I've wanted to see Dragonmaids have some sort of success. I've been wanting to play like a back row variant of this deck for a little while now, and this is pretty much right up my alley. Like, I'm actually glad that Maiko shared this with the world because I do like this variant, for all things considered. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple copies of Chamber. Now remember, a few people do think that searching for the downtime is, as a backup resource, is a little bit too slow for the TCG with Chamber, but it's still fine, I think. Like, I guess you could play without it, but eh. We have we have 1 copy of Ernest, 1 copy of Lapore, 1 copy of Tink Heck, with triple copies of Ghost Bell, triple copies of the Kitchen Dragonmaid, 1 copy of the Nurse Dragonmaid, triple copies of the Parlor Dragonmaid. Only 1 copy of the Field Spell. Honestly, DD Crow is not a problem in this format. I think a few people might try to argue that and be like, well, you should play multiple copies of Changeover. I think 1 is fine, man. Like, trying to play more than this, you're just going to shoot yourself in the leg, I feel. Triple copies of Hospitality. Triple copies Pot of Extravagance. 2 copies of Dogmatica Punishment. We have the 1 Downtime. Triple copies of Tiding. Tiding is the best dang card this deck's got going for it. 2 copies of Ice Dragon's Prison. Actually playing triple copies of Dynamiscus. And triple copies of Solemn Strike. Looking at this list, I almost would want to play Judgment, but we have the Judgments in the side for when we need them, so, I mean, it's fine. We have 1 copy of Striker Dragon, 1 copy of Imduk, triple copies of Heavenly Spheres. Yup, free bounce and a free special. We have 1 Borrelsword Dragon, 1 copy of Dragostapelia, triple copies of House, 1 copy of Venintis, triple copies of Dragonmaid Show, and then 1 copy of the Borrelode Furious Dragon. Side deck here we have triple copies of Lancia, 2 copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Droplet, triple copies of Super Polymerization, 1 Imperial Order, and triple copies of Solemn Judgment, wrapping up Michael Campos's list. And I really, really do like where this is going, all things considered. Like, I think that this is probably going to be the list that I'm going to mess around with on the side for Dragonmaids. It's really good. Next up, we have the Captain Douglas Haddad's list for everybody. Coming, what was it, first place? Or he has a locals win underneath his belt with his deck, and he just got, I think it was second place at a relatively large event playing Plunder Patrol. Alright, like, hey, look, going second cards are really freaking good. Alright, who would have guessed? So we have triple copies of Plunder Patrol Shipwright Bluebeard. We have triple copies of Golden Hair, triple copies of Gamma, 2 copies of Radion, the Interrupter BS Dark Kaiju. We have triple copies of Redbeard, and triple copies of Whitebeard, with 1 brick, by the way, because we have to play it. 1 Called by the Grave, 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More, 2 copies of Emblem of the Plunder Patrol, 2 copies of Forbidden Droplet, 2 copies of Plunder Patrol Ships, Shipping. I hate that card name. We have triple copies of Shipyard, triple copies of Pot of Desires, 1 Terraforming, and 1 Talents. We also have triple copies of Evenly Matched and triple copies of the Plunder Patrol Booty. Down here in the X deck, we have 1 Owl Mirage, triple copies of Plunder Patrol Captain, 1 Totally Awesome, 2 copies of the Monarch, 1 copy of the Evil Storm Exciton Knight, 1 Bahamut Shark, 1 White Aura Whale, 2 copies of the Bran, 1 Dragite, and 2 copies of the Lice. Side deck here we have triple Lancia, triple copies of Droll and Lockbird, triple copies of Nibiru, 1 Cosmic, 1 Dark Ruler No More, 1 Feather Duster, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, and 1 copy of Red Reboot, wrapping up the Captain's deck list himself. Arg, Plunder Patrol, matey. Actually, kind of interesting to see how well this deck is doing throughout the format. And the last list I have for you guys today is Lino Garcia's very, very, very hot take on Numeron Monarchs. So this deck did evolve. Unfortunately, we can't Zexal the opponent out anymore. So Lino has found another way to transcend and play this deck, which is actually really cool. So we're playing 1 copy of Escantos, triple copies of Aether, the Heavenly Monarch, 2 copies of Erebus, the Underworld Monarch, triple copies of Kaiser Vorse Raider, 2 copies of Karaz, 1 copy of the Majesty's Fiend, triple copies of Numeron Wall, and triple copies of Vanity's Fiend. Do not underestimate how stupid this card is. We have 1 copy of Domain of the Monarchs, 2 copies of Foolish Burial Goods, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Calling with 1 Numeron Network, triple copies of It's Just a Prank Bro, 1 copy of Return, 1 copy of Strike of the Monarchs, triple copies of Tenacity, 1 Terraforming, triple copies of the Monarch Stormforth, 2 Punishment, and 2 copies of the Prime Monarch. Extra deck down here we have 1 Link Spider, 1 Megaclops, 1 Volcasaurus, 1 Cadviri, 1 copy of Trini, 1 DV, and 1 copy of Akam, so 1 of each of the gates, pretty standard. 1 Pleiades, 1 Durandal, Tzolk'in with Crystal Wing, the OG. 1 copy of Theseus, Chimeraphlasia, and Intes, and 2 copies of this. It's for the extra deck abuse. Hey, hi Maximus, how are you? Side deck, we have triple copies of the Bowls, triple copies of Cosmic Cyclone, triple copies of Dark Ruler No More, triple copies of Evenly Matched, and triple copies of Solemn Judgment, wrapping up, well, a relatively interesting pile of decks. So guys, make sure you smash the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more excellent deck profiles, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day for some more cool, awesome content. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Peace out. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCool40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCool40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcoolgames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.